So let's talk about something that happens all the time. Millions of us change jobs every year. And in all that chaos, we often leave behind thousands of dollars in old, forgotten 401k accounts. Seriously, it is a massive, hidden problem that can totally sabotage your retirement plans without you even knowing it. And get this, we're talking about a staggering $500 billion being rolled over from 401ks to IRAs every single year. So, making the right choice here, it isn't just a small financial tweak. It can literally add hundreds of thousands of dollars to your nest egg. It's a huge deal. So in this explainer, we are going to cut through all the noise and all the confusion. We're going to break down your four main options, and we'll rank them from the absolute worst thing you can do to the very best. And then I'm going to give you a super simple step-by-step action plan to take back control of your money. See, the problem is when you leave a job, your old 401k doesn't just, follow you. It just sits there. It's totally out of sight and out of mind, and all the while, it could be racking up fees and really limiting your investment growth. It is such an easy mistake to make, but trust me, it can be a really costly one. All right, let's start with the absolute worst thing you could possibly do, and that is cashing out your 401k. I get it, it seems so tempting to get this big chunk of cash right now, but this one decision can be just financially devastating. Let's just break down the damage, okay? Say you cash out a $50,000 account before you're 59 and a half. Right off the bat, you're hit with a 10% penalty. Poof, that's $5,000 gone. Then, the rest is taxed as regular income, which could easily be another 20, even 30%. Your $50,000 nest egg, it can shrink to just $30,000 before you even see a dime. But the real cost isn't even the immediate taxes and penalties. It's the future you're giving up. It's decades of compound growth just gone. That $50,000, if you just left it invested, could have grown to over $500,000 by the time you retire. Cashing out isn't just about losing 20 grand today, it's about losing hundreds of thousands tomorrow. Okay, so what about just leaving it with your old employer? This is what most people do. It's the default option. But just doing nothing comes with its own set of pretty serious hidden risks. Well, here's the thing. Once you leave, you can't contribute to that account anymore, so it's just stuck. You're also stuck with whatever limited investment options that plan has, and you might even be paying higher fees than you need to. But worst of all, it is so easy to just lose track of these old accounts, creating a huge financial mess for your future self to clean up. Now we're getting to the much better options. Rolling your old 401k into your new employer's plan. This is a solid, totally respectable choice for a lot of people. The biggest benefit here is just simplicity. It puts all your retirement savings under one roof, which makes it so much easier to manage. If your new company has a good plan with low-cost investment funds, this can be a great, no-fuss way to keep your financial life nice and organized. And now, we've arrived at what is, for most people, the absolute best option, rolling your old 401k into a traditional IRA. That's an individual retirement account. This is the power move. This move gives you the most control over your money. And the difference is just night and day. With an IRA, your investment options are basically unlimited. You can invest in almost any stock, bond, or ETF you want. You also get to choose a low-cost provider, like a Fidelity or a Vanguard, which almost always means much lower fees. A 401k might have some better credit or protections, but that flexibility and cost savings of an IRA, it puts you firmly in the driver's seat. Okay, so you've decided to roll it over. That's awesome. Now, we need to talk about how you move the money, because this one little detail is just as important as where it's going. And getting this right will save you a massive, massive headache. So there are two ways to do this. A direct rollover is when your old 401k provider sends the money directly to your new IRA provider. The money never even touches your hands. This is the safe, clean, 100% recommended method. An indirect rollover, on the other hand, is when they cut a check directly to you. And this path is just filled with traps. So here's the big trap with that indirect rollover. Your old provider is legally required to withhold 20% for taxes. So on a $50,000 rollover, you only get a check for 40 grand. But, and this is a huge but, you have just 60 days to deposit the full $50,000 into a new IRA. That means you have to come up with 10 grand out of your own pocket to complete the transfer. If you miss that deadline, the whole thing gets treated as a cash out. And boom, you get hit with all those nasty taxes and penalties. So please, just remember these three words. Direct, rollover, always. It completely bypasses that 20% withholding, it bypasses the scary 60-day deadline, and it avoids all the potential for a really, really expensive mistake. Now, changing jobs can also open the door to a more advanced strategy. It's called a Roth conversion. Let's see if this might be the right move for you. So ask yourself this. Are you expecting your income to be lower this year? Maybe because you're in between jobs for a few months. If the answer is yes, then this could be the perfect moment to think about making this move. Here's the deal with a Roth conversion. You pay the income tax on your retirement money now as you move it into a Roth IRA. But the huge advantage is that once that tax is paid, the money can grow for decades, and every single dollar you withdraw in retirement is 100% tax-free. If you do this during a year when your income is temporarily lower, you end up minimizing the tax hit today and maximizing your tax-free wealth in the future. All right, we've covered the options, the big warnings, and even some advanced strategies. Now, let's turn all this knowledge into action with a super simple, step-by-step plan. Now, this might look like a lot, but I promise you it's incredibly simple. First, you open a rollover IRA online. It's free, takes like 5 minutes. Second, you call your old 401k provider and you ask for a direct rollover. Third, you just give them your new IRA account number. Fourth, you wait a little bit for the money to transfer. And fifth, and this is so important, once the money arrives, you have to actually invest it. Don't just let it sit there as cash. And that's it. The entire process really just takes about 30 minutes and one phone call. So just to recap, let's make sure we avoid these really common mistakes. Never, ever, ever cash out. Don't let your old accounts become financial orphans just floating around out there. Always, always insist on a direct rollover. And please invest the money after you transfer it. Letting it sit in cash just completely defeats the whole purpose. So what's the bottom line here? It's simple. Don't cash it out. Don't just leave it behind. Take control. Roll that money into an IRA where you call the shots on the investments, you control the fees, and you truly own your financial future. It's one phone call, maybe 30 minutes of your time, and it can protect and grow hundreds of thousands of dollars. So I'm going to leave you with this question to think about. Do you have an old 401k sitting out there somewhere that you've forgotten about? Or maybe you even cashed one out in the past? Hey, it's okay if you have. Just thinking about it is the very first step to taking control and building a much better plan for your future.